Good evening, I'm Jane Pauley.
And I'm Stone Phillips, and welcome to Dateline NBC. Well, when we come back, how computer hackers can make you and me their victims. The computer underground can potentially shut down our high-tech society. Our financial records, medical data, communication systems, it's all at their fingertips. John Scott reports. Next. In our high-tech society, we can be targets of crime and never suspect a thing. It's crime by computer hackers. They've been glamorized by Hollywood, most recently in the hit film Sneakers. But how do real hackers operate, and just what kind of damage can they do? Tonight, John Scott goes into their world to see how they access ours.
I have access, you name it, really. Credit companies, telephone company, government installations, military installations, political organizations, senators' computer systems.
His voice is altered, his face hidden, his name an alias. In fact, we don't even know his real name. That's the only way Quentin would agree to talk to us, because Quentin is a hacker, a computer genius who illegally breaks into computers for fun.
Have you ever shared information about a company, say, with one of their competitors?
That I have not done.
Tempted to?
There's always kind of the lurking temptation.
It's a frightening thought, someone breaking into your computer and roaming around in it with the potential to share, sell, even alter what they see. But that's what hackers can do. Quentin told us he's read the private mail of a U.S. senator, browsed through secret government files on UFOs, and gone snooping in our nation's military computers.
Do you recognize that what you do is illegal?
Yeah, that I do.
Is it immoral?
To me, no.
More and more hackers like Quentin are out there, illegally breaking into systems that could contain information about you. Think about how much of your life is on a computer. Your credit rating, financial records, your paycheck at work. Computers run your telephone, your electricity, and your gas. And in corporate America, it seems, they run everything.
Stock market, yes. Currency market, yes. Commodities market, yes. Small countries. I might even be able to crash the whole damn system.
In the movie Sneakers, Ben Kingsley dreamed of using a computer to dismantle the world's financial system. To some, it's not so far-fetched.
Most people seeing that movie think of it as science fiction. After prosecuting this case, I think of it as a reality.
Former federal prosecutor Kent Alexander was one of the first to win a conviction against computer hackers.
I've seen hackers who have tapped into phone systems and literally tapped into phone lines to listen into telephone conversations. Hackers have broken into credit bureaus to get people's credit histories. Hackers have broken into credit card records to have money wired to themselves.
In a highly publicized trial in 1990, Alexander sent 3 Atlanta hackers to jail, among them Adam Grant.
So how often would you come over here?
In the beginning, maybe as much as a couple times a week.
Adam belonged to an elite hacker club called the Legion of Doom. One of the methods he used to obtain secret computer codes was to rummage through the trash at Bell South, the regional phone company in Atlanta.
Let's see, back a few years ago, they weren't locked. You could just slide the doors open, reach in, grab a baggie, leave. This one's not even locked.
Using the information he found here, Adam was able to sit at his home computer and hack into the heart of Bell South.
They didn't learn something on this side.
At Bell South, we were able to get into all manner of computers. The phone switches themselves.
In essence, you got to where you could have turned off everybody's phones in Georgia.
Just about any one of a couple dozen of us could have done that.
For more than a year, Adam and his friends had free access to the inner workings of 12 Bell South computer systems.
They say you could have crashed or
broken the 911 system here.
Operative word for me is could have.
You could have done that.
Yes. I could go out and shoot people. You can.
Bell South cracked down hard on Adam and the others, even though it acknowledges they never disrupted phone service or changed any customer accounts.
We don't care what the motive may or may not be.
Scott Tyser is a corporate spokesman for Bell South.
We are not talking about Wally and the Beeve, much less Eddie Haskell. We're not dealing with a bunch of mischievous pranksters playing in some high-tech toyland. This is a crime.
Bell South is just one example of a company stalked by hackers. In a recent New York case, members of a club known as the Masters of Deception were indicted, accused of hacking into institutions like the Bank of America, Martin Marietta, Pacific Bell, Southwestern Bell, New York Telephone, TRW, Information America, and New York University. So how does a hacker get into these systems? To find out, Dateline went underground into the hacker's world.
Power and ego has a lot to do with hacking.
21-year-old Scott Chasen spent 9 years as a hacker. He says his hacking days are behind him now, but he still keeps tabs on the hacker underground.
Basically, these are passwords for a university that somebody has cracked.
Scott showed us a hacker's secret meeting place, a private electronic bulletin board. Individual hacker clubs set up these boards so that members can swap information.
I need some help figuring out how to crash my school's computer system. Is he serious?
Sure. Why wouldn't he be?
Hacker clubs, some of whose logos you see here, are very competitive. Sometimes it's club versus club, sometimes member versus member.
You want to make yourself unique. One of the best ways of doing it is by being forceful, being obnoxious.
For many like Adam, the underground is the first place where they found they had power and status.
You think about, I can do something that's really different. I can do something that none of my friends can. I can do something that most people anywhere can't. The fact that makes you stand out makes you want to do it. It's sort of like a criminal Olympics.
Hackers might break into a computer with your name in it by accessing one of the computer networks, which link millions of computers worldwide. Scott showed us what he can reach from his living room. We went looking for the top-secret National Security Agency. We found it. Same with the Pentagon.
Let's do a search for NASA.
It's like searching the phone book for someone's street address and learning where they live.
Found over 247 of them.
247 NASA computers?
Computers and networks that are on the internet, correct.
But each of these NASA computers has a lock on it, and only authorized users, like NASA employees, are allowed to have the keys. To unlock most computer systems, authorized employees type in their usernames and then their passwords. Passwords and usernames are supposed to be kept secret, but hackers have ways of getting them.
Sometimes it's as simple as a phone call to the company and portraying myself as another employee, to pulling telephone records, to actually entering the building and snooping around places where I physically should not be.
So on the one hand, you break into the building and then you break into the computer system.
Yes.
Most hackers don't resort to burglary. They can get the information they need over the phone. They call it social engineering. Basically, it's a con job. We asked Scott, the former hacker, to show us how it's done. Dateline obtained permission from a Fortune 500 company to have Scott try to hack in. The company gave him 1 week to land anywhere inside its computer system. Posing as a fellow staff member, Scott began by making random calls to unsuspecting employees.
Hi, my name's Scott Chasen. I'm calling from Business Affairs.
Right.
I'm at home right now, and I'm wondering if there's a way I can get into the network. I just bought a PC.
You have crosstalk?
Yes, I do.
His first call was to the computer department. He's looking for the 800 number he needs to dial to have his computer connect to the company's system.
What is the number that it has to dial?
Your best bet is to dial the 800 number.
Right. Well, I don't show that though on my screen.
What do you show?
There, it just says XXXX-XXXX-XX, I think. Yeah, X.
Oh, it's 800.
With the phone numbers, he's at the company's front door. Now he needs the keys, a username and password to get inside.
Hi, this is Scott Chasen calling from the computer center.
Hi.
How you doing?
Okay.
Is everything up and running down there?
Why, are we supposed to be down?
Yeah, we're having some problems. We've been having some recurring problems since last night.
Believe me, I'm not a computer maven person.
That's all right. I'll help you. If you can log out and log back in, we'll go through the whole scenario so I can see if everything's okay on my end.
Boy.
Can you do that for me?
I think so. I'll move along with that.
Okay.
Bear in mind, he still can't see anything on his end. It's a ruse. All he wants is a username and a password. Even if he only gets a username from someone, a hacker can make an educated guess at a password.
What are some common passwords that people use?
Money, sex, love, secret, password. Mostly first names, husband names, wife names, their pet's name, parts of their social security number, parts of their telephone, their street address.
But as we saw, most times a hacker doesn't even have to guess.
Why don't you tell me what your login ID is? 'Cause I'm going to watch you come across the network so I can see where the problems are rising from.
What my login is?
Yeah.
It's
What password do you enter to get into the BIOS? The basics there.
SHY.
SHY is your password?
Yep.
SHY.
Shy.
Okay, tell you what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in there and see if you have any stuck processes, and I'll call you back and tell you when it's all right.
Remember, he'd been given a week to break into the system. It took him an hour and a half.
Okay.
All right?
Thanks.
Okay, bye-bye.
I'm in.
So the receptionist who simply hands you a password might be giving you access to the CEO's office.
Might be giving me the ability to shut down the company.
The moral to computer users, don't give out your password and change it often. Hackers like Quentin are out there, and to them it's a game, a challenge to try to break into your system. Just listen to Adam Grant, the guy who spent 7 months in jail for breaking into Bell South's computers.
Now, what's the lesson in your story for other hackers?
Don't get caught.
Not don't do it.
People are going to do what they're going to do.
How do you think it plays to people at home when you tell others simply don't get caught?
No, that's their own business. I don't think it's right for other people to tell me how to live my life. So I shouldn't tell other people how to live their lives.
And yet you acknowledge that hacking is wrong.
Smoking is wrong. Taking drugs is wrong. People do it all the time.
If you're wondering about your home computer, you don't really have much to worry about. If you don't use a modem, if you're not hooked up to a phone line, you have nothing to fear. And even if you are, hackers are not as interested in you as they are in, say, your bank or your credit union or maybe the phone company.